Hey, so what's going on, everyone? Today I am breaking down my poem, The Secret. This is a rewritten version of a poem from Omni that will be appearing in my new poetry book, No More Secrets. Before I start doing the breakdown of this, I kind of want to give everyone a little bit of a backstory on this poem because it's a very weird thing on how this poem came about to where it is now. I initially wrote this poem while I was working on the Paradox Complex. And this poem has a little bit of a darker side to it. I don't want to say it's not a dark poem by any means. Although there might be some people that will probably disagree with me on that. I don't consider it a dark poem given some of the stuff I've written. Well, if you own the Paradox Complex and you've read the original version of the originally released version of this poem, then you know that this poem does not fit the Paradox Complex. By no means is it a bad poem, but it doesn't fit the contradicting qualities that I think that we as people have that I was going for with the Paradox Complex. Nor did it have a title that I felt fit that particular book. Fast forward a few years later, Omni comes out, and I was nitpicking with Omni pretty much before I released the Paradox Complex. And after the print book for Omni came out, I was unhappy with some of the poems in there. I'm like, all right, this poem I could have put a little more expression in it. This poem should have been longer. This poem should have been shorter. And one of those poems was The Secret. The problem was I had already paid for advertising for the book. I had multiple convention appearances coming up where I needed something new on my table. And I kind of had to just say, nope, I need to back off. I've been tinkering with this way too long. I need to release this book. And while the book has done well, it peaked at number 3, I believe, in new releases. So thank you for everyone for checking out Omni when it came out. Part of the problem is I still wasn't happy with the book, with the poem. And I decided I'm going back and I'm going to shorten it. With what I'm doing with No More Secrets, I feel like this is a poem I can go back to, and I'm going to redo it. So this time around, instead of it being 3 stanzas and however many lines was in each stanza, it's now just one poem. And I felt like I took out some of the unnecessary lines, and I've changed the ending. So here is The Secret. The first few lines, the feelings I have for you, I know that it's love. If I were to tell you the truth, you might not say no. So this is actually based off of 3 different situationships, I guess you could say, that I was in over the years. And the first few lines are actually based off of me helping out a friend one day. She went to a party, her friends left her, I went to pick her up because she was unfit to drive, and she started flirting with me. And the next day when I went to check on her, she was still being a little flirty, and even though I can't say, if I were to say I did not like what was happening, it would be a lie. But at the time, there was kind of someone else in the picture. And I wasn't about to try to do something on that. Why turn down love? How can I be so ignorant? Why would I put myself through such detriment? I've been told before, some of the times when I've chosen not to pursue something, what is wrong with you? Why would you make that decision? And love is a very strong emotion. So sometimes when you do something like that, it can cause other issues. I know we're compatible. We could be together. The truth is, I love you, but I know you deserve better. This particular line was written when I first started doing conventions. So when I first started doing them and doing conventions and book festivals and all that sort of stuff, some poetry readings as well, at least 2 weekends a month, I was not available. I was in another town, I was in another state, I was rehearsing my poems to make sure I had them memorized for when I did my poetry readings. That's a lot of time that I'm not able to give to someone else. And I can't just tell someone, like, just up and say, like, hey, I'm going to Kentucky this weekend. For those that are unaware, I live in Virginia. I had an event in Kentucky. And you can't just have someone like up and be able to do everything like that. In some cases, it was a last minute thing. Sometimes it's a thing where someone might not be able to take that many days off from their regular job. In some of the cases with some of the events I've been to, some of them are 1-day events. I can go over there that morning, come back that afternoon, and I'm good to go the next day. Some of them, however, have been 3-day events, and I have to be there the day before day one to set everything up. And then sometimes I might need the day after because of what time I get from leaving the convention the last day to going home. It said the best thing to give your lover is time. I can't give you a thing I have problems calling mine. That pretty much goes back to what I was saying before. My time management skills are not that great. And I can't give someone my time if I barely have time for myself. It's also said, give your lover your very heart. How can I give you something that's fallen apart? In my book, Meta, I have a poem called Damaged Goods where the opening lines are, this is my heart with a little tape and a little glue. If you treat it right, I'll give my heart to you. What I'm saying to that individual in Damaged Goods is, I've been through some stuff. I don't have a full heart here to give you. And even now, sometimes I feel like that's still the same way. Can't have you come in my life, expect you to repair. That's not doing right by you. That is something unfair. I'm not trying to bring someone in my life to fix me. And there's so many times where girls that I'm friends with or random posts you see on social media on women mentioning having to help repair or fix or save their significant other. And I don't want to do that. Even if it's at my own expense, I want to make sure that I'm in a good place before I'm in another relationship. Best thing for my feelings, it's best to let them hide. You won't be hurt if I let my secret eat me alive. Basically, I'm saying to myself or saying to her that this is something that needs to remain for me. And if I tell you, things could possibly end up being worse. Keeping this a secret means you'll never be hurt. You'll find someone who will give you more worth. This one goes back to the individual I was talking about with the first part. I did not feel like I was in a spot where I could have been a decent boyfriend to her. since then, she is now married and she has kids. Is there times where I think that could have been me in that situation? Yes. But I still stand behind the decision that I made. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing what's best. You deserve a whole heart, not just what's left. Like I said before, that's how I feel in my situation, and because of that, I want to make sure that I am giving the best me in a relationship, and if I'm not, I don't know if I should do that. So that is the secret. Throughout the week, I will have some teasers both over here and on the CL Williams channel, where I will be doing some teasers. And then on Friday, the full version of the No More Secrets version will go up. If this version does well, I will go back and put the Omni version of the secret up, which is just a little bit longer, and it has a little bit more of a hopeful ending. But with No More Secrets, I feel like I'm not trying to be hopeful, I'm not trying to be positive, I'm not trying to be negative either. I just want to get everything out. And before I go, I want to do a quick spot. So the last few videos, I showed off the energy stuff that I get from Dubby. Today, I am going to show off the caffeine-free hydration blend. This one is Pine Berry Splash, which is the strawberry pineapple one. This one is, like I said, this is the hydration one. Got the shaker ready to go. I kind of overfilled this, so I'm trying to not open it and then splash it all over my face. But there is the... difference between this one and the energy one is the hydration one is a little bit stronger with the flavor. You definitely get that pineapple like right away. Either way, I definitely recommend checking out the hydration stuff if you are not an energy drink person or someone who is caffeine sensitive. Because I have had a couple of people try this with me, and I did make sure I had some hydration one because I did have someone around that was caffeine sensitive. I will have the links in the description as well as a pinned comment. Go to w.gg, use my code WRITER10, WRITER10, to get yourself a discount on either a hydration tub or an energy tub. And that is going to do it for this one. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. What are your thoughts on the secret, and are you looking forward to the audio version going up on Friday? That's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.